which is cool.
Welcome back in, everybody. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy right here on the Golf Talk Radio Network. Thank you to our partners that make this show possible. Sundale Country Club, 661-831-5224, sundaleCountryClub.com. A lot of local things kind of kicking off, going to some Ryder Cup talk here. Dave just let us know that the superintendent from Monarch Dunes is actually going to work.
He's going to be in France working on the Ryder Cup, working on the course. He's one of 9 superintendents selected out from the United States to go.
Do you know how he went about to be a part of that?
I found out a little bit about it. He there was an application process where he had to fill out some forms and write a paragraph or two, I guess. I don't know the exact everything that he did, but had to get some referrals, and I guess they took a look at his course, and I'll tell you, he's got it in prime shape right now for we've got a USGA qualifier coming up in a few weeks. And he's got that course just as good as I've ever seen it. It's beautiful.
Wow.
And now he's going to go be on the Ryder Cup.
Great for him.
Or not superintendent, but greenskeeping team, I guess.
What a great experience that'll be.
That is really cool.
That'll be amazing. So, I mean, there's one connection. Billy mentioned before we went to the break that a local story here we talked about a couple weeks ago and the last 2 weeks about the Ryder Cup, who would be the picks and whatnot. And Xander Schauffele is just kicking butt in the tournament right now in the BMW, and he's one of the possible last picks.
It's between him and Finau, huh?
Yeah.
And I saw Austin, who's the caddy for Xander. I saw Austin's dad yesterday, and I mean, he was just.
Oh, I bet he's jacked
floating.
up.
He's on cloud 9. Just you could
It's
tell.
so exciting.
It is. And
but
then,
if Schauffele wins and then Finau comes in second, then who do you pick?
I don't know. I think it'd be tough to be the captain to make that pick.
Get a big quarter and flip it, huh?
Yeah. I will tell you, it's really interesting that with DeChambeau doing what he's been doing, we've actually been getting calls at the golf course for his clubs.
Really?
Like, literally.
Single length?
Oh, yeah. Like, it's been crazy. It's unbelievable.
Really?
And one of the guys who works at the golf shop at Paso, Bob Villalobos, he went over and did a lesson with Mike Shy, who's DeChambeau's guy. And
Leo Fresno area?
In Madera or whatever.
It's out at Dragonfly, I think he's at.
Uh-huh.
And so what was really interesting, Bob went over there from Paso Golf Club and did the fitting. And then Shy sent him the email, said, here's what you need to do. And you cannot believe the detail in that order and what Shy's doing to build Bob's set of clubs.
Oh, cool.
You mean the specs needed?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Well, it's when Nicklaus won the Masters in '86, that response putter flew off the shelf. He couldn't keep it in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the
I remember
whole
that.
world wanted
And
one of them big old ugly things.
When Ray Floyd won the Masters with a 5-wood,
and
I sold a bunch of
all of a
5-woods.
sudden, they were the hottest thing, and there must be something to it because he's doing really well with it. But
And Bob
Be
has
careful.
you would think less specs if they're all the same.
that's exactly right, Bill.
no.
That's exactly
Well,
what
it's
I
all the
thought.
same specs, really.
Once you find out what that magic fit is.
Well, you have to compensate for the length of the club and the loft on the head. I mean, you can't just.
Thank you, Doctor.
Doctor.
Okay.
Doctor.
I can see where it would be very complex.
They're all the same length.
No, it's...
Yeah, I know they're all the same
Yeah.
length, but you can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to cut all my clubs down and all of the same length," and they're still going to.
Well, you have heads that are built for
Exactly, that's what I mean. It's complex in that regard. It's not your typical.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
I
it
would
was
think.
it was more complex on Bob's order because Mike was taking different pieces of different clubs and
Mm-hmm.
I think it was what he had in his inventory, and so he's
Which is the way it usually works.
because he doesn't have a lot. So
Right.
it's I think because he's selling a lot. He literally, Bob said when he went over there, Shy has a team of college kids that are literally putting the clubs together after he.
Well, and Bryson's grips are really fat. But
Oh my God.
Are they really?
They're not really fat.
They're
They
fat.
are
They're extremely
really
They're like
fat.
stroke savers.
They're
super
almost
savers.
as big around as
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So that has to be taken into account
Microphone.
if you're going to use those grips. And do they come with a set? I mean, is that his preference or is that part of that makeup if you're going to get a
I think you're
DeChambeau
exactly
set.
right. I think there's
So that's
different.
They go with standard grips and
If they go with standing grips, and there's a whole different
Yeah.
weighting system there.
So I'd
going.
like a
because those big grips.
DeChambeau.
You're right. Those big grips
Absolutely.
are
Do you have a
heavy.
DeChambeau standard?
I like a DeChambeau.
7 degrees up, I think. I think it's 7 degrees up. Oh God!
Oh,
There
you
go.
got me. Dang it.
Dynamite wins every
Dynamite
time.
wins every time.
But
Yeah, I saw those grips too. Bob has those grips.
I've got some.
I don't know how people.
It doesn't make sense. And for people out there that haven't seen them, if you've seen a Super Stroke like 3.0, which is the middle of the road Super Stroke, which is a huge grip, it's about that size.
That's like the size of my putter.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
It's
the grip of your
yeah,
putter.
that's
It's
what I
bigger than
mean.
you
Yeah.
got.
Bitty putter.
it's bigger than Billy's forearms, and Billy's forearms
And
are
I'm
the most
massive.
muscular
And I'm
forearms
massive.
I've ever seen.
Rippling.
And I am massive.
Yeah.
And these
Rippling
these are
muscles.
half cord too.
But
This
his
is-
are
You got the half cord. There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah.
Billy's got the rippage. These grips are smooth. These are like really the Smith, the DeChambeau grips are super
well, you leave
smooth.
them out in the sun long enough, man, they'll get dried up.
Yeah, they'll.
They'll dry right up.
Yeah, a lot of things do.
The Tony Finau Xander, man, there's such a local. We all want. Well, most of us in the area want Xander because of that local the tie. But I got to believe Tony's in the top of that list.
Oh, yeah.
So but it's all, and it could be neither. I mean, that's what everybody's assuming. They were right about the other three. I'm still a little surprised about Tiger, but they were right. Everybody picked those three, and they did. He picked those
Yeah, it
three. And then but Tony seems to be on top of that list. But neat to see Xander, and if he does win, now you
But
got a
look
tough
at-
thing going on here, man. If he
I
hol-
couldn't.
if he
But
holds out
Finau's
this
playing
weekend-
well.
He is playing well,
And
that's
he's
what I'm
playing
saying.
well, so now
And
what are
every
you going
time
to
they
do?
turn on TV, he's making a putt. So
And hitting it 8 miles.
and he's pretty good friends with the captain.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
They
Is
played
he?
together,
Yeah.
right?
That could kind of help.
Ah.
So it's interesting.
When did they
I don't
start
know,
their
I don't know Xander's not.
When did they
but I
start
know
their
that Tony
friendship?
is.
Was it about a year and a half ago?
18, 19 months ago.
That's funny.
Lori, my coach from Morro Bay Sea Pines, is going as well. She's going. She's got her tickets and she
Wow.
bought them.
Oh,
really?
wow.
She got 'em in
I'd love
hand.
to
Very
go.
cool.
She's
How
gonna,
cool is
She's
that?
going to
Yeah.
spend a month over there, but she's going to go for the two of the 3 days of the Ryder Cup, and then going to mess around Europe for a while.
Oh, neat.
Good for
She's
her,
pumped.
man.
I'll bet.
Yep.
That's
They take
awesome.
a train in. I guess it's not real easy to get near that place. She said parking wise. So there's places they park miles away and you tram in
They
kind of,
go on a train?
but the train and stuff. So she's got a train right near her hotel. It sounds like a really great time, but pretty crowded, I would bet.
Oh, jeez.
So and that makes it tough. I looked at both teams. How cool is Sergio? I mean, I remember we
Yeah.
mentioned last week it'd be so cool if even he was considered. And when he picked Sergio, man, so now I don't know who to root for.
Well, I guess the
I thought-
European picks was real controversial because it was all not necessarily talent, but experience.
Well,
Yeah.
Ian had to be picked, right? I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was almost a
Mr.
given.
Oh, yeah.
It should have. I mean, and then Sergio not even on the charts, right? He's been on completely not even. But he picked him. I'm so glad. Experience.
Yeah.
And he's been had a
Same
great
reason,
Ryder Cup.
Same reason Phil and Tiger were picked.
But in Paul Casey's stud. Benson, I don't know, man.
Actually, they argue with that Casey pick, and I think that's the
He's been
best of
playing-
the three.
Yeah.
He's been
good.
playing
He
great.
always
Yeah.
plays good.
Yeah.
He just goes about his business.
He's-
Maybe he's not fired up
He's
enough.
very quiet,
Yeah.
but boy, he is a stud.
He is.
He's a little guy that hits it a
just
mile.
Goes by his business, but always in the hunt. But
They didn't choose Peters.
no.
I saw an interesting video this morning on Peters where he hit his iron he was not happy with, and so he
Snap.
over his head and snapped it over his neck.
Could be one reason.
Over his neck.
Over his neck. I was going to
Probably not
send
yeah,
it
but
to
very
did
you.
well
did
now.
you just hold it and bend it, or did
Yeah,
you like
he
literally-
went pop.
Okay.
Yeah. It's crazy. I was going to send it to you. You got to see it. And then he also broke his putter over
Does he
his
need
knee,
somebody
too.
to reshaft it for
Yeah,
him?
Dave can fix that.
I told him I have some shafts at home. They're driver shafts, but it might work, you know.
What club was it?
It was an iron. It was a
Short
steel,
iron, long iron?
steel shaft iron. I think it was a mid iron.
Mid iron. Mid irons are easy
Yeah.
to break. Then short irons are tough. A little stiff.
Woo.
A little
Actually,
tight. You need that outside
It was
leverage.
What
it was
breaks the
crazy.
most?
You need that big,
here'd be a good poll.
but
What club is broken the most often?
7 iron.
Putter.
Ooh, wow.
Drivers with the
That's-
shafts.
Oh, driver, yeah. Driver.
Drivers and wedges.
Drivers, yeah.
Mm.
Wedges are against rocks and trees.
Well, and there's just
And drivers are off the tee.
I guess putters you just throw into the lake.
Which
I
one
don't know if
flies
I've
the
ever-
farthest?
Have you ever broken a
Wedges
club on
go quite-
purpose?
I broke the head once. And I hit it down in the ground on a brand new persimmon driver, and I hit the tee marker.
Was
and
it your plan,
cracked
like
it.
when you were you so
I
in the
was
moment
pissed,
you
but
were
it
going to
wasn't-
break it?
it was
like you're like, I'm
shockingly-
going to break this thing, or did
No.
you break accidentally?
I hit it into the ball. I hit it into the tee marker. Because I was mad, but I didn't hit it hard enough. I didn't.
But
it was
it
a
was-
persimmon head. Had a bubble in it or something. Just fell in half.
I broke a set.
And that was
A set?
You broke a
Set?
set.
I still got the heads.
Otherwise,
Was it one after the other?
I've
Yeah.
thrown a few. Long time ago, but
It's a long time ago. No, it was
I
on
would
the
have liked to have seen
you
that,
broke the
Dave.
whole
Broke
set.
the whole set.
I would have loved to have
It
seen
was on
that.
the 17th hole. I missed the green from about 150 yards out. And I was
Jeez, I do
really
that every
ticked.
day.
And so I broke it over my knee. And
That's
it-
a tin cup action, man.
Uh-huh.
Totally is.
And it felt good, so I broke another one, and it
felt
felt
good.
better. And I had a guy running across the fairway going, "Stop! I'll take him." I said, "No, this is okay."
Were you building clubs at that time?
Well,
you-
that's kind of when I got started.
I bet you. Did you?
It was the start of
do
your
you give
career,
yourself a
Dave.
discount? Do you have that special?
I love it.
Did you-
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a full
The whole
set
set,
special.
Full
Yeah.
set special.
We'll take 15% off.
That's nice.
That's hilarious.
At that point in your life, you're like, well, I guess I should pursue building clubs.
Last
gonna
week
take it
we
this
all
far.
Actually, Doug Outen, who used to be, he still is a master club builder up in Sacramento. He used to tell me, he said, "You got to learn how to do this stuff because you can't afford this stuff."
Last week we all picked who we thought the picture were going to be. Do you have that written somewhere?
I don't have it down. I thought
okay.
you had it down. I can tell you who I picked. I picked.
I don't think anybody picks
I
Xander.
picked Woods, Mickelson, and Zach Johnson, and Zach got picked as the co-captain, which I thought was cool.
I thought I picked Xander. Didn't I pick Xander?
I don't.
We have no personal record of
I
that.
don't know.
Well,
We'd have to go
bummer.
back and listen to
We'd
the
have to
archives.
go. You,
I'll
you
go
go
Well,
down
yeah,
and
I
listen to the
picked
podcast.
I'll go
Mickelson,
look- yeah.
Woods, DeChambeau,
Yeah.
and then I was kind of iffy between Shoffley and
Yeah.
Finau.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I just
do-
made that up.
I know
I
you
don't
did.
know.
You're just fired off.
Did you see how I was backing up?
I did pick Mickelson and DeChambeau.
Yeah.
I did not pick Tiger.
I picked Woods.
I picked Woods
I
and
picked-
not Mickelson.
I picked the three that have been picked.
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure I picked Tony.
I took I think I took the second time around. I took DeChambeau, Woods. I was thinking.
How about
Mickelson
Hop?
as a
Do you have a
and
good
co-captain.
Jack.
memory there?
I
Oh,
picked Jack
yeah.
Johnson.
You know who I think I picked was Kuchar. And
Yeah,
I
you
knew
did.
I
You did.
I know I'm out on
Good
that one
pick.
because he was picked as a vice captain.
Yeah,
See a
so
captain-
was Zach
How many
Johnson.
captains did they got going?
73.
Oh, is that it? What
Yeah.
it is? Yes, I thought it was back to
What did they
72.
do?
They went up one.
Hey,
Oh,
they've
that's
got
right.
a big
No,
job.
that is 72 because Tiger's not anymore.
Tiger's right, 72. Yeah, it's an
okay.
even
But what did they
72
do?
captain.
And he
What
shot
They
72.
have a whole captain plane that flies over
Does
there.
a co-captain like? Do they fetch the players water?
Yes.
Do they?
They
You know,
actually, I
snacks?
was reading a thing that when Tiger was co-captain,
Yeah.
that he, like 6 months out, was putting together all the different scenarios for each tee of a golf course, depending on what kind of weather it was, who should play with who, and who would be the best person, like mapping it all out.
Well, if Zach was picked 3 weeks out, that's a hard thing. He was just picked, right? Wasn't Zach
Yeah.
Johnson
Yeah.
just picked?
He was
Yeah.
just picked.
I
Did
don't
he
know.
help fill up the
So
tee
he's gotta be
prices
a towel
bags
man
too?
guy.
He's a towel, yeah. He's
Yeah,
just a
he's-
towel guy.
He's just the towel guy.
He's towel.
Well, no, and he fills up
and,
the.
and then
laundry.
probably damp towel guy,
Yeah, and
right?
laundry.
Club wiper guy, not and laundry.
Yeah.
Well, who
So
fills
locker
up
room,
the?
would that be? That's Cooch now. Cooch must be locker
got
rooms.
the- he
put
got
the
the
soap,
A
soap.
locker room,
Hey, Bill.
yeah.
soaps, and the right different,
Promotional guy.
the different
yeah.
type. It's everybody's favorite deodorant because they all get to choose.
Do you think he's the shoe
Ryder Cup deodorant?
shiner too? Or do
No,
you think-
I think that was
No,
whoever
that's
took
the guy in
Tiger's-
the clubhouse.
No.
Yeah, that's the clubhouse guy. Now, who took Tiger's place? Well, how many
Kuchar.
How many Kuchar?
Kuchar.
There's
Kuchar,
Kuchars,
yeah.
Johnson,
He took Tiger's
and who
place.
else?
Strecker?
Is it?
Yeah,
I
Steve?
believe
it
so.
is. It's
That's
Steve
your shoe
Stricker.
guy.
Yeah, he
Stricker's
would
the
be
shoe
good, I'll
guy,
bet you.
huh?
He would be very
Yeah.
detailed.
Yeah, he is
Yeah.
kind of that
I
way.
thought-
And then Tiger
Who
filled
gets
up
to pick the
the.
clothing? All joking aside, remember Tom
Oh
picked
my
those
gosh.
awful.
goodness.
Oh my
Who does
gosh.
who does the clothing?
I don't
Is
know.
that
I'll look
Hopefully
that up.
someone
Captain's
good.
wife,
Oh
usually.
no.
Stricker makes sense for the shoe guy because he's like
He's- I know.
he's heavily promoted by FootJoy.
That's what I'm saying.
Like Stricker's all over
Yeah.
FootJoy.
But what about
promotion.
Kuchar and Skechers?
Ooh,
His is Rogaine. It's,
Yeah. This is about the right cap,
Well, no,
not to burn
that
the
would
head.
be
Yeah.
who's the captain? Furyk would be the
Yeah.
Rogaine guy. Well, he'd just
could
be the
make some kind of brothers
before.
thing up
He's
right
the
there, you know
sunscreen
that?
guy.
He'd just be the
Couldn't you?
before
So is
picture.
are all the captains bald?
I'm going to
Is
find
Stricker?
out.
Look at Stricker without a hat.
Zach Johnson is starting to get a little bald.
See, I think it's has to do
It
with hair
could
loss.
be.
Maybe that's what it is. The bald
I
club.
could be
So
captain
they don't
of the
wanna feel like,
Ryder
they
Cup.
don't want to feel like inferior. So
No.
Jim's picking people that are,
Makes him feel better.
yeah. Like
It's
he looks
actually
at him
really-
and it's like, no, there's not like a big head of healthy hair.
Yeah,
like
you don't want
have.
a
Like,
big.
you have a really
I have,
healthy
I
head
have,
of hair.
I have lustrous, big, healthy hair.
Yeah.
I am. So
You would
that's probably
intimidate
why
Jim.
I wasn't picked.
No,
That's
that's
got to
exactly
be the
right.
main reason I wasn't picked as captain. Because I was in that hunt, but I was 74th on line.
Were you
Yeah.
74?
I was 74.
Yeah,
They
okay.
considered you, but then they brought up
The
the
hair.
hair, and it was
Yeah.
over.
The hair is human.
It was over.
Or Harry Nielsen.
Harry Carey.
So
So
what
who
are
does
we-
do the clothes? Are the outfits announced?
I
I'm
think
looking
it's
right now.
My gosh, I'm going to have to start Googling.
It's been polo for a while with Tommy. Remember?
yes, I do.
Boy, were they bad. Love you, Tom Watson, but whew.
I'm sorry, but those were really bad. Remember, we had a big discussion about that.
Well, Mike and I, we changed.
Which
remember,
ones?
We had a 19 rule. We sent a whole thing into the committee.
couple
Remember they had the
years ago.
committee? That committee's gone, right? Remember they had a whole committee, Ryder Cup committee?
Yeah,
no, I think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
still back. I think that's
There's 18 people
That's
on that
part of
committee.
the gig now.
That committee's still meeting? No way.
That was
That was hilarious.
very interesting.
They took your sign with the music on the tee. They took your. They did, Mike?
No,
They did. They
I know.
did.
That was our idea.
I know. A lot of stuff
We
was
did
our
a
ideas.
whole hour.
The
on
smoke
that.
coming out of the tunnel, they still haven't got that yet. You know, when the announcement, that's just,
Well,
you know what I
I
mean?
can see the players
Well,
coming out and going,
And the thing is, with the
Yeah, they go
music,
fast.
they totally screwed up the sound system with the music. They had the idea, but they did not execute well at all.
We'll
with
get on that.
I'm going to get
All
on
right.
that.
Well, we did that on the show. Remember, we all announced our
We did.
our songs and we played them.
oh, that's right.
That's right.
What was yours? Was
Hers was
free
some
fall.
Won't
Martin
back
thing.
down.
Oh, won't back down. Free fall. Sorry, that was
Free
wrong.
falling.
Free
Thanks.
falling.
Mine was leaving on a jet plane.
On the road again. I think
On the
mine-
road again.
Mine was on the road again.
See you next week.
All right, the uniforms. Looking at the Ryder Cup
You got 'em?
uniforms, they're not too bad. There's a camouflage shirt and it's Peter Millar.
Of course it's
Is
Peter
it?
Oh,
Millar.
I like their jacket. The jacket's cool.
Well, see, doesn't Furyk, is he a FootJoy guy?
There's a Peter
see him
Millar.
in
There's
some
an
commercial.
Adidas.
Who?
I don't know.
Furyk. Isn't he the captain?
He's captain.
He is the captain.
We got quiet
He's
for
in
a
a
second.
commercial. He's in some commercial with something.
Well,
Maybe that's an old
that's good.
Strixon thing. Might have been an old Strixon commercial.
He's played Strixon forever.
I'm not.
Actually, the uniforms, the shirts are pretty mellow.
Are you going to
You mean they're not going to have pictures of old?
Yo, boy.
No,
Justin Leonard's day.
It's hard to flip.
Yep.
'cause my
Ah,
computer's
those-
all
I don't know
cracked.
those striped pants. Jeez, did Mickelson
That
pick
looks
those?
like last year's or 2 years ago.
It says
That does
you know,
look
I'm
like
pulling it up.
Very
It says,
similar 2 years ago.
Here's this one's kind of cool. If this 2018.
So you guys listen to radio, go to your computers, look up the outfits. That's where we're
No,
going.
the camera.
Wow, no thanks.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh,
No.
that'll wake you up.
No.
Like that's honoring the forces, man. That's kind of cool.
I remember it was a couple of Ryder Cups ago.
These-
Their rain gear.
Tisha Bowen have a problem with that.
They had
No.
rain gear where the USA was stitched onto the back, so only that created little holes in it, and their rain gear
Oh,
was
yeah,
porous.
so- that's
Yeah, that was
terrible.
horrible. But they look good.
All right, here's another version. This is more.
What do you guys describe it, man, in detail, Mike?
Just
Sure.
tell us about it, Mike.
Yeah,
It's solid.
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 Oh, I
blue.
like that.
It's almost got some little diamonds on
I
it.
can
Little
wear
logo
that.
on it.
Nice.
That looks good.
Those are Peter Millar.
It doesn't say. I don't want to say, and then it's not. But I already did.
Yes, you did. I was thinking how comfortable they must be.
They should be if they're not.
Yeah, the pinstripe pants are a little weird.
Yeah, they're very
they're solid
Mickelson.
navy with like the white pinstripe lines, like
Oh,
gangsters,
Mickelson.
Yeah.
like 1920s.
That's just
gangsters.
got to
Yeah.
be one of the days.
Or New York Yankees.
Oh, those are bad.
Well, that's
I
what
think.
the theme is. It says on here, it's the Yankees.
Okay,
Oh.
well, pinstripes,
Pinstripes.
baby.
See, look, you look good in a pair of those, Billy.
I would.
Those are.
I would look
you
taller.
got a
They would
very
look
svelte lower half.
slimmer.
Yeah.
That would be man.
I got to get a pair of those.
You'd have to have a posse around you to keep all the women away.
I would have to. I'd build a fence up or something. Could you order me a pair of those?
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
What size?
Nick, you give me a pair of those.
29 34s?
I'm 30. I'm 31 waist.
No, I think he's a little
31.
taller than that. You better
You've
give him a little
been eating
extra
well.
room.
Yeah.
31 now.
Kind of been slacking off.
And with that, we're going to take a quick break here, guys. He's just slacking
Snack
off.
break.
Snack break. Thank you to McPhee's Grill Templeton for partnering with us here on Golf Talk Radio. McPhee'sGrill.com, 805-434-3204. Open for lunch, dinner, you name it, they've got it. Macadamia-encrusted mahi-mahi, also oak grilled filet mignon, and their own barbecue sauce as well. McPhee'sGrill.com. We'll be right back. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy on the Golf Talk Radio Network.
Every day.